Intensify social media use to promote Islam. Emulate Tun Abdul TAIB'S leadership in RISEAP. New Miri City Health Clinic ready by mid-2023. These are the headlines for tonight. Hello there, you're now with me, Razi Ahmad, and this is TVS Nightline. Sarawak Premier Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg said Islamic preaching is no longer limited to thanks to modern technology. According to him, a multitude of apps now enable people to connect with one another, even at great distances.
In this new world of technology, physical distance is no longer a barrier to instant connectivity. This is the new narrative and a new normal. The availability of email, Telegram, Instagram, WhatsApp, and TikTok is a very peculiar name now, TikTok, YouTube, and other social media platforms connect us instantly. From Japan in the north, right down to New Zealand in the south.
Abang Johari said existing technology should be utilized by the Islamic community to share its beauty and value. He added the digital platform would also help in spreading new Islamic thinking, especially at engaging the younger generations.
While we appreciate the old approach, let us not be oblivious of the new platforms in our effort to connect to others out there. We should embrace these new tools, especially to reach out to the new generations.
He said this at the Regional Islamic Da'wah Council of Southeast Asia and the Pacific RISEAP 19th General Assembly on Tuesday. The biannual assembly taking place from January 1st to 5th had drawn in 100 delegations from 19 countries, focusing on 6 main objectives, including the use of the digital platform as a new tool to preach and share Islamic ideas.
At the same time, Abang Johari acknowledges the significance of the young Di-Pertuan Negeri Tun Pehin Sri Abdul Taib Mahmud's role in the country's field of preaching. According to him, this can be seen through his leadership at the globally renowned Regional Islamic Da'wah Council of Southeast Asia and the Pacific RISEAP.
Tun Pehin Sri has been a great mentor, an exemplary leader, and contribute immensely to the field of da'wah in our country. Soft da'wah with patience, and in the Pacific region.
The biannual assembly takes place from January 1st to 5th, had drawn in 100 delegations from 19 countries. Most participants, when met, described the organizing of the assembly and were impressed with Sarawak and note that the convergence was timely.
It was a fantastic, Sarawak is a fantastic host to what I've seen here today. And I think we've also been around the place, and it's a nice, good, peaceful place.
They do a good job, and I've actually attended Malaysia overall. They have got a good structure, they've got good programs going.
Malaysia's first Prime Minister, the late Tunku Abdul Rahman Putra Al-Haj, served as its first president, and the current president is Sarawak's young Di-Pertuan Negeri Tun Abdul Taib Mahmud, who succeeded Tunku Abdul Rahman in 1988.
Meanwhile, the new Miri City Health Clinic, located adjacent to Miri Hospital, is expected to be in operation by the second quarter of this year. The Deputy Health Minister Lukanisman Awang Sauni said the 26 million ringgit project is a Type 2 health clinic built to support the services provided by the two existing health clinics, namely Miri Health Clinic at Jalan Merbau and Tudan Health Clinic at Jalan Tudan, Permajaya.
Di kawasan Taman Tengku, di kawasan Bakam, Luar dan juga meliputi kawasan Permajaya Wujud. Kerana kita lihat dari sudut jalan pun ada Pen Borneo yang memang melalui jalan ke hospital Miri. So buat masa ini KKM adalah merupakan satu KKM yang baru. Walaupun demikian KKM Jalan Merbau pun akan terus beroperasi dan ini akan memberi pilihan kepada publik sama ada untuk datang ke Bandar Raya Miri ataupun datang ke Jalan Merbau ataupun di Tudan.
He told this to reporters during an official work visit at the Miri City Health Clinic on Tuesday. The clinic will be able to accommodate 500 to 800 patients per day. The facility also provides services such as family specialist services, maternal and children's services, 5 dental unit rooms, and 15 treatment and medical care rooms. At the same time, Lukanisman further stressed there is a need for the Health Ministry to monitor the needs of the Miri Division health officers and repair dilapidated clinics at the said district.
Agar dapat diberikan perhatian untuk menerima fasilitis yang baru ataupun ruang kerja kepada pegawai-pegawai kesihatan di bahagian Miri. Memandangkan kawasan dan tapak yang sedia ada sudah hampir uzur bagi status Bandar Raya Miri. Dan yang kedua adalah fokus pejabat kesihatan bahagian Miri untuk melihat keperluan klinik-klinik kesihatan di kawasan pinggir bandar dan juga di kawasan perumahan yang besar di bahagian Miri dan juga khususnya bahagian Miri kita mempunyai 3 parlimen Sibuti, Miri dan juga Baram. Ada keperluan-keperluan yang mendesak terutama sekali klinik-klinik yang gaib dan juga klinik-klinik kesihatan yang kita perlukan.
He further revealed that the state's Transport Minister Datuk Seri Lee Kim Shin has a proposal to provide public transport services such as buses as well as to widen the road leading to Miri Hospital. Lukanisman also emphasized the need to address the lack of parking spaces at Miri Hospital and the traffic congestion leading to the hospital.
The Ministry of Health, MOH, will hold a cabinet meeting on Wednesday, January 4th to manage the procedure for the entry of Chinese tourists into Malaysia. Deputy Minister of Health Lukanisman Awang Sauni said this follows a total of 4,148 cases in Malaysia infected with variant BA52 and 3 cases infected with BF7.
Kementerian akan bersiap sedia dan dalam tempoh sehari 2 ini pada esok hari kita mempunyai cabinet meeting dan akan diusulkan beberapa cadangan berkenaan tentang kemasukan warga China ke Malaysia dan juga untuk Sarawak mempunyai disaster management unit yang tersendiri dan juga kerajaan negeri boleh menetapkan prosedur-prosedur tetapi mungkin akan berselaras dengan apa yang diputuskan oleh Kerajaan Persekutuan. Ketika ini kerajaan sedang memantau dengan rapi keadaan semasa kemasukan yang akan bermula pada 8 Januari dan tidak lama lagi lah.
Lukanisman further added that the government will also monitor other countries' borders such as Brunei, Singapore and Thailand. Currently, he said that these countries also have observed the same sets of standard operating procedures SOPs similar to Malaysia. He further revealed that SOPs may change within 24 to 48 hours after the government have decided on the appropriate measures to receive incoming tourists from China. Lukanisman, however, said that China is not the only targeted country, as most countries around the world have also seen a surge of COVID-19 positive cases, namely the United States of America and Japan. Eligible public are urged to book their second COVID-19 booster dose appointments via MySejahtera application. Deputy Health Minister Lukanisman Awang noted that emphasis would be on the vulnerable and high-risk groups, such as the elderly, as well as patients with comorbidities in preparation and precautionary measure for a possible COVID-19 wave, stressing that the numbers of appointments for the second booster dose were unconvincing.
Dan juga keutamaan untuk booster kedua ini adalah kepada warga-warga yang berisiko dan juga yang berusia 60 tahun yang ke atas, dan juga vaksin-vaksin ini tersedia di klinik-klinik kesihatan yang terpilih dan juga di GP-GP yang terpilih. Kita gunakan perkhidmatan MySejahtera untuk mendapatkan temu janji tersebut.
At the same time, he reminded the public to remain vigilant and practice good hygiene.
Two COVID-19 variants, namely BA.5.2 and BF.7, which made up about 80% of the variants currently infecting China, have been detected in Malaysia since March 16th and August 21st last year. Now, Health Director General Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah revealed that the first case of BF.7 detected on August 21st was a case of local infection.
Meanwhile, the second case on September 6 was a case of imported infection from Turkey, and the third on October 7 was another case of local infection. Dr. Noor Hisham added, for the BF.7 variant, the peak of transmission was in October 2022 and was mostly detected in countries like Belgium, England, Denmark, and China. On Monday, January 2nd, Dr. Noor Hisham said as of December 31st last year, there were 4,148 cases of the BA.5.2 variant and 3 cases of BF.7 variant infections in the country.
The Malaysian Association of Tour and Travel Agents, MATA, Sarawak chapter, welcomes the arrival of tourists from China. Its chairman, Oscar Chu, said the inbound arrivals would elevate the local tourism sector as before during the pre-pandemic, without compromising on the health and safety of both the tourists and locals.
The opening up of the China market is very welcoming. So as travel operators, of course, it's positive news. But then, of course, we really hope that the health of the general public, it will not have any impact on it. The China market is a huge market, and they are extremely big spenders also, and they love to travel. And after so many years under lockdown, there will be an influx of Chinese tourists, like it or not. So I think we should not be left out on this. The Ministry of Health, should come up with a set of SOPs which will guide us for safe travel and for a safer arrival into Malaysia.
Similarly, Oscar said the association is positive that the tourism industry is expected to recover this year.
In 2022, yes, we have been rebuilding. It seems that our traditional markets, the European markets, have been coming in, and that's what I'm speaking based on my experience and knowledge for Sarawak, okay? My comments are based on what we received for Sarawak. So it seems that 2023, it seems that it's quite a promising year. In 2022 itself, we probably have gotten back like 40% to 50% of our pre-pandemic levels. So if an increase to 70% or 80%, that would already be good enough for us.
On Monday, Tourism Minister Datuk Sri Tiong King Sing urged the public not to overreact over the issue of tourist arrivals from China on social media.
The third term for the 2022-2023 session begins today for schools in Group B, including Sarawak. A survey conducted by TVS in Miri this morning found that schools are prepared to ensure a safe teaching and learning environment for students.
SMK Datuk Permaisuri sentiasa bersedia untuk menerima ketibaan murid pada hari pertama. Dan antara persiapan yang telah kita buat adalah dari segi fizikal untuk memastikan tahap kebersihan, tahap kesediaan prasarana, kursi meja dan kelas dalam keadaan yang teratur dan bersedia untuk menerima kedatangan murid. Kita sedia maklum tentang ancaman COVID yang masih belum reda dan kita sentiasa mengingatkan anak-anak kita agar sentiasa menggunakan mask, terutama berada dalam kawasan bangunan, dalam kelas dan sebagainya untuk memastikan kita terhindar dan sebagai langkah pencegahan untuk penyakit berjangkit ini.
Meanwhile, parents interviewed expressed their confidence that the school has had proper SOPs in place to ensure that their children are safe.
COVID masih berada dekat luar sana, tapi so far dari kesempatan sekolah seperti biasa, mereka masih mengikut SOP yang ada sedia, masih gunakan mask, penutup muka. Persiapan bagi saya lah memang amat baguslah. Telah mengikut SOP yang ada lah. Saya bukan pelajar yang nervous, tapi parents yang nervous. Ialah sebab kita sudah melalui COVID, bukan? Tak tahulah apa yang akan datang lagi. Tetapi so far mereka okey lah. Parents saja yang nervous lah, termasuk saya.
Earlier, the Ministry of Education announced that the 2023-2024 academic session will begin on March 12 for Group A schools and March 13 for Group B schools to allow for the SPM examination to be carried out smoothly.
Coming up right after the break, a somber school reopening filled with grief. And police will step in if arson suspected in Wisma Jackal incident. Right here on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned. Welcome back. The sense of grief for the Batang Kali landslide tragedy was tremendously felt during the first day of the third term of school at Mun Chung Chinese National School, especially among school staff, students, parents, and families.
Most of the parents gathered around in front of the school to express their grief and sadness at the loss of teachers and students in the landslide tragedy at Batang Kali on December 16th last year.
Tentang pasal hari pertama sekolah, saya rasa budak-budak memang gembira datang sekolah. Tapi kejadian dekat Batang Kali mungkin memberi kesedihan sikit. Biasa anak saya gembira datang sekolah sebab dia punya kejadian tentang macam ini dia masih sedih sikit lah. Pasal dia sedih, dia pun sudah nangis dekat kita tadi.
Another parent, Muhammad Siddiq, said even though the incident will haunt their lives forever, life must go on.
Hari ini sebab sekolah Mancong terlibat kan, dalam mangsa ada few student yang terlibat, rasa ada sebenarnya yang meninggal tu guru kelas pada anak saya. So lah, rasa sedih lah. Tak apalah, hari sekolah macam mana pun hidup tetap diteruskan. Tapi tak sedih lah.
11 of the 92 total victims from SJKC Mun Chong were killed in the landslide tragedy. Although the loss of colleagues and beloved students were a bitter pill to swallow for the teachers, they steadfastly faced the harrowing test and continue to perform their duty of educating their students.
The Home Ministry, KDN, has confirmed that Pakistani journalist Syed Fawad Ali Shah, who was previously reported missing, has been sent back to Islamabad, Pakistan in August last year. Now, Home Minister Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail said Malaysia received a diplomatic request from Pakistan's government last August to track and repatriate said Fawad.
Bertindak di atas permintaan itu sebab dia dibuat melalui saluran diplomatik. Okey. Dan pihak kerajaan waktu itu telah kemudiannya mengesan keberadaan Syed Fawad Ali. Dan seawal minggu ketiga bulan 8, beliau telah dihantar pulang ke Islamabad.
Saifuddin also revealed that based on information received from Pakistan authorities, Syed Fawad, who was reported by media outlets to be a journalist, was also a former Pakistani police officer with disciplinary problems.
Media kita hari ini memperkenalkan beliau atau mengenali beliau sebagai wartawan. Ya. Tapi kalau ikut versi rasmi daripada pihak kerajaan Pakistan, beliau adalah bekas anggota polis, ya, yang ada beberapa kes disiplin.
He said this in a media conference after conducting an official visit to the Malaysian Prisons Department headquarters in Kajang earlier today. Saifuddin added that the individual's good writing ability, especially in chastising and criticizing the Pakistan government, led the media outlets to report him as a journalist. On December 30th, Syed Fawad's wife, who wishes to be known only as Sheda, held a media conference in Central Vista Tower in Brickfield and urged Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim to intervene and locate her husband, whom she alleged had gone missing after fleeing his country to Malaysia in 2009. Sheda had also claimed on August 23rd last year that her husband could not be contacted and lodged a police report shortly after at the Pantai police station in Brickfields over his disappearance.
Police will only take over investigations into the Wisma Jackal fire incident if any element of arson is detected by the Fire and Rescue Department. Shah Alam District Police Chief Assistant Commissioner of Police Muhammad Iqbal Ibrahim said thus far the police have not received any report from the owner of Wisma Jackal or any other party regarding the cause of the fire.
Iqbal also reminded social media users to once again be careful in what they say and not arbitrarily make allegations related to this fire incident. He urged people to stop speculating and be careful in making statements as they could upset the workers who lost their jobs. In another development, Iqbal said police received a total of 7 reports related to the famous textile retail fire case since early Sunday morning. 3 each were submitted by Jackal and the owner of a nearby shop, while 1 report was lodged by the public. Muhammad Iqbal said that 6 policemen have been stationed at the forward control center set up at the scene, along with the fire department personnel to monitor the site. He also urged motorists not to stop on the road shoulder to watch the removal of unburned textile goods because it will only disrupt traffic. The popular textile store first caught fire on January 1st morning, and the fire department, which received an emergency call at 7:08 a.m., had extinguished it completely hours later.
Back on TVS Nightline. The World Health Organization, WHO, is urging China to share its latest COVID-19 data on the latest wave that is currently spreading throughout the country, as patients were seen flooding the emergency department in a hospital in Shanghai with IV treatments and hospital beds set up in waiting rooms and corridors.
I think it's good to share COVID data because when you open up, you always have to connect with the world. It is better to study it together and prepare for the future. After all, there are many people in China and a new wave of important data has come out after the reopening. So I believe that it is helpful if we study it together. I don't pay much attention to the data, but it is definitely lagging and some data will not be reported. There is definitely no way around this, so you can only believe half, but at least with the data, there is something to look at, and I don't think it's completely unreliable.
China's abrupt U-turn on COVID controls on December 7, as well as the accuracy of its case and mortality data, have come under increasing scrutiny at home and overseas, which prompted some countries to impose travel curbs.
And now dozens of Russian recruits were killed in a Ukrainian New Year's Eve attack on their quarters in the Russian-controlled part of Ukraine's Donetsk province. A source close to the Russian-appointed leadership said this on Monday, January 2nd.
Footage posted online showed a building purported to be a vocational college in the mining town of Makivka reduced to a field of smoldering rubble. The Donetsk source, who declined to be named, said, according to the information, there are fewer than 100 killed so far. Ukraine's defense ministry said as many as 400 Russians had been killed. The Russian defense ministry did not immediately respond to a request for comment. In its daily report on Sunday, it said it had destroyed 7 US-made HIMARS rockets fired by Ukrainian forces, including near Makivka. Since September, Russia has mobilized at least 300,000 soldiers and has been sending them to bolster its faltering military campaign in Ukraine. Daniel Besonov, a senior Russian-backed regional official in the Moscow-controlled parts of the Donetsk region, said the vocational school had been hit by HIMARS rockets at around midnight, as people in the region would have been celebrating the start of the new year.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. And for more headlines anytime, just head on to our official website at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. Just head on to our official website or our social media platforms. And that's all the time we have for TVS Nightline. I am Razi Ahmad. Thank you for watching.